Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Aidan.
I'm G.
I'm Sophie.
Today we're doing 1 in a billion moments.
I'm guessing this is freak accidents or freak things that have happened.
If it's 1 in a billion, I don't know how they've made it 16 minutes long. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like, I think like nature as well, like things that have, you know...
Looks like a bit of an avalanche is going on about right now.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Have you ever been in a situation where...
You're like, this is 1 in a billion, this.
Yeah, but have you ever been in a situation where you've almost like been in a car crash or you've just missed something by seconds?
Not really, no.
Not that I can think of.
No. Nothing that I can think of. No, what about you?
Not that I can think of.
I was driving once, to be fair, and I flew off the side of the bridge, and I was like, car was flipping, doing front flips, and I landed perfectly on 4 wheels, so I was actually alright, but that was pretty close.
That was just a dream though.
Then I woke up. Anyway, let's have a look at this. 1 in a billion moments.
From a freak avalanche in Nepal that caught one guitar-playing local completely off guard, and some glowing water on Venice Beach that you might not want to swim
seen
in,
that before.
to a mysterious ring over Beijing, China that looked like an alien invasion, and a storm chaser in Iowa who caught the moment when lightning struck his friend's car. Here are the craziest 1 in a million moments caught on camera.
She's 1 billion then.
Oh.
Up into number 10.
The Van Dusen is a 63-mile tributary of the Greater Eel River in Northern California. It's a popular spot for camping, swimming, and picnicking. It's also great if you're just going for a walk. On March 14th of 2023, Maureen Smithy and her husband went out for what she calls a wet morning walk along the Van Dusen. Judging by their knee-high boots, they probably planned on getting a little wet. What they weren't expecting was a freak tsunami to wash ashore.
What?
Bloody hell.
Oh my gosh.
It was a bit of a late reaction, wasn't
I
it?
know, well I don't think they were expecting the water to come piling up.
No, you should do though.
Wow.
Tsunamis are all about water displacement. When something big falls in the river, all that water has to go somewhere. This creates a tsunami wave that can have dire consequences at scale. Thankfully, the Smithies remembered their knee-highs that morning. They noticed debris falling off the cliff and stuck around to see how stable it was. That cliff happened to be above Maureen's favorite summertime swimming holes. You could say she had a vested interest in its stability. Thankfully, nobody was swimming in the river when the cliff finally fell.
It's happened to me when I get in
Have you
the
ever seen a natural ice ball? It's a rare phenomenon that usually happens on the beach. These hikers found them in a cave in British Columbia. On February 25th of 2023, while hiking near Hope, British Columbia, 2 TikTokers stumbled upon a cave full of giant, perfectly shaped ice balls.
Oh my god,
Whoa.
that's amazing. Whoa.
They just keep going.
How has that happened?
That's pretty cool, that.
That's really cool.
Perfect snowballs?
But they hurt if you get in the head.
Imagine.
Ice balls, sometimes called ice eggs, usually form in the ocean. They occur when temperatures drop slightly below freezing near the shallow, sloping part of the beachhead. The tide creates a rocking motion that causes ice slush to collect and smoothen into a ball shape. And we can assume the same thing occurs with this melting waterfall. The constant running water smoothens the ice, and they eventually break into balls.
Crazy.
Smell how perfect it was,
Yeah.
though.
Our planet is full of really cool stuff. Sometimes it's hard to believe. Have you ever seen the beach glow bright blue before? Well, if you have, you were probably walking or swimming in bioluminescent algae. Venice beaches reopened on the California coast after closing during COVID lockdowns. On May 7th of 2020, a YouTuber named Lewis Cole heard his local beach was glowing bright blue. He hustled down to see what was happening. What he found reminded him of Avatar.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, bro.
Whoa!
Oh yes.
So what is it, algae?
I think so. I think is that what they said?
Yeah, I think he said it's algae.
What the heck? What the heck? You're glowing so much.
Don't worry, they're not swimming in radioactive water. Bioluminescent algae are glowing, single-celled organisms that live on the water's surface. When they're disturbed, they emit a bright bluish-green light. But don't go swimming in them so quickly. According to WebMD, many bioluminescent algae species are toxic. They can poison fish swimming around in them and can harm humans too. Some species aren't.
At the park near here, Tatton Park, you're not allowed to. When I was a kid, you used to be able to swim in the water. Now you can't.
At Tatton Park?
Yeah, but now you can't because of all the algae, and even like dogs love to go in the water and fetch the ball. They're not allowed in either. So I'm wondering if that's.
Yeah, it's a dirty place to swim anyway, isn't it?
It's just water.
You wouldn't want to swim there anyway, yeah, but it's brown.
See, when I was a kid,
water is in the UK. That's the problem.
Yeah, so you used to get leeches on you when you got out. You used to have to pick all the leeches off you. Just go back a bit.
Is that not dangerous, getting leeches on you?
Yeah.
According to WebMD, many bioluminescent algae species are toxic. They can poison fish swimming around in them and can harm humans too. Some species aren't that poisonous, but still have harmful side effects. There's also evidence that bioluminescent algae indicates pollution, global warming, or environmental change. Those changes can cause high nitrogen and phosphorus levels in the water, leading to what's called red tide during the day.
Number 6.
On April 12th of 2022, a low-pressure system over the central U.S. produced 10 tornadoes in Iowa. One of those storms, an EF2 twister near Gilmore City, attracted storm chaser and YouTuber Christopher Risk and his friends. They drove out to Gilmore, a small town of about 500 people in northern Iowa. The storm touched down at 6:18 p.m. It tracked a 7.5-mile path before dissipating 13 minutes later. Tornadoes don't travel alone. They usually spawn from powerful thunderstorms. While trying to get the perfect shot, Chris captured the one-in-a-million moment.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I say I missed it.
Yeah, it struck his car, didn't it?
Blink and you'll miss it, even at 1/5
must have
speed.
blinked.
Keep your eyes on the Toyota Prius on the left. According to Chris, the lightning bolt struck the roof and left the car immobilized. Thankfully, nobody inside got hurt. If the windows are shut, your car's metal shell will protect you during a lightning storm. The bolt will likely hit the antenna or roof, travel through the frame, and enter the ground through the tires. However, the superheated jolt can damage the car's electrical system, rendering it useless. Now, we'd be in big trouble if planes weren't designed to withstand lightning strikes. It might sound terrifying, but we promise commercial planes are built to deal with lightning. Still, it's probably not fun to witness, whether in the plane or on the ground. On April 29th of 2016, not one, but 2 planes were struck by lightning on their way to Heathrow Airport in London. A local man was filming the stormy sky when one of those planes flew overhead. Little did he know, he was about to capture something incredible.
Imagine seeing that outside your window on that plane.
He was either recording an Iceland Air or a British Airways plane. Both were struck by lightning as they passed over London. According to a spokesperson for British Airways, lightning strikes are pretty common, and planes are designed to cope with them. Both crafts were inspected upon making a safe landing. So, how often do planes get hit by lightning? Captain Sully Sullenberger, the pilot famous for landing the plane in the Hudson River, says every professional pilot has been hit by lightning at least once. In fact, every single plane in operation gets struck by lightning at least once per year.
What?
Crazy, isn't it?
If you're looking for fantastic scenery, isolated nature, and as few humans as possible, look no further than the hiking trails of Kapuchi Glacier Lake in Kaski, Nepal. At about 8,350 feet above sea level, it's actually the lowest glacial lake in Nepal. Sorry folks, you'll still need to hike up there. One guitar-playing man named Shambhu made the venture on January 11th of 2021. The scene was perfect. He'd set up his camera and play a few jams in front of the lake. But as soon as he sat down, he heard rumbling on the snow-capped mountains behind him.
Get out of here.
ठ्याक्कै हिउँ पहिरो आयो माथि
Is it an avalanche?
Looks like it,
हिउँ
doesn't it?
पहिरो आइपुग्यो ठ्याक्क यता आउने त
But that can't be good as well. That'll be,
That's
if
good.
it hits the wall.
यता आउने त किन उता गएको त अनि
Canoeists.
ए यतिकै आयो त है किरण त ढाबुनी मा के हुन्छ
It's moving quite slow.
सात त फुत्लो जान्थ्यो किरण वाउ
Is it smoke?
I don't know what it is now.
It's not snow, is it?
No.
No, it's smoke.
वाउ
Talk about 1 in a million, right? What are the odds of an avalanche happening as soon as he sits down? He must have played some pretty crunchy power chords. As beautiful as the scene is, a massive avalanche is still headed right for them. Shambhu makes the smart decision. Get to the high ground and keep recording.
Just looks like
हिउँ पहिरो आएर
smoke rather
माथि
than...
आऊ माथि
Keep
Very
going,
good, yeah.
Shepard.
वाह राम्रो एक्सपिरियन्स Oh shit.
Does that mean I've still got my fingers? It's a
Rainbow.
What you don't see in this video are the people camping around the lake's perimeter. When the avalanche finally crashed, it released a powerful air blast that nearly blew their tents away. Our friend in the kayak was part of this camping group. Thankfully, that air blast wasn't enough to cause any damage. In fact, everyone had a great time standing in its path. The Denmark Strait is the body of water between Greenland and Iceland. As you can imagine, it's pretty cold up there, making the strait a popular destination for glacier enthusiasts. If that doesn't sound exciting, just wait until one of them falls into the ocean and disappears before your very eyes. A tour group got what they paid for as they passed a crumbling iceberg on the open water. Bit by bit, chunks of ice fell into the ocean, and before they knew it, the whole thing was gone.
Wow. It's gonna make some waves.
You can see the splash as the first chunk falls behind the iceberg. Then, another piece falls off the right side, causing it to lose a little structural integrity. Finally, a massive sheet slides off the front side, and a woman on board can't believe what she's seeing. The near side rises out of the water, as the back is much heavier. It eventually flips over before sinking like the Titanic.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
Beijing is the capital of China and home to an estimated 25 million people. Two important events happened in Beijing in March of 2022: the Paralympic Winter Games and a possible alien invasion. On March 11th of 2022, all 25 million people looked up and saw the same bright circle in the sky. Was this it? Were the aliens finally here? Or was there a perfectly reasonable and scientific explanation?
What is it?
它中间还有点儿，它边上也有点儿。
是吗？
对。
哇塞，真的有点儿哎！ 哇，
No.
真的是啊，谁来了吗？
Now, before you get excited, no, there were no aliens over China.
An eclipse when the moon goes in front of the sun, isn't it?
And it goes pitch black.
Yeah.
Ah, so yeah.
But that, I've no idea what that
I have
is.
no idea.
The only thing I can think of is like, but you know how you would like get like the northern lights and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't get it in
Yeah.
China.
No.
And not in like a ring, like a perfect ring like that.
Mm.
I guess it's going to tell us where it is.
I think it's aliens.
Oh.
It's just said it's not aliens. Go back a little bit.
That night. What you're look
哇塞，真的有点儿哎！哇，真的是啊，谁来了吗？
Now, before you get excited, no, there were no aliens over China that night. What you're looking at is called the Tyndall effect. It's when light scatters through a heterogeneous mixture, like a colloid or suspension, but not a homogeneous mixture like still water or oil. In simple terms, it's what happens when your headlights pass through the fog. You can see the light when it passes through particles in the air, such as water vapor in the fog. This light ring came from closing ceremony rehearsals during the 2022 Paralympic Winter Games. You can't see the lights in the air, but when they pass through the clouds, the ring shows up. Or maybe that's just what they want us to think.
Oh.
Exactly.
Mission Peak is the best place in California to watch the moonrise. The mountain rises about 2,500 feet above Fremont and Ohlone College. From the top, you can look south for a gorgeous view of San Francisco Bay. Hikers and Instagrammers make the summer trek to get rare shots of the rising moon. At the right angle, from the right vantage point, you can make the moon look massive as it rises over the night sky. In October of 2018, this is precisely what these people did. Our hikers strike a pose as the moon crests over Mission Peak. We imagine the camera is pretty far away and ultra zoomed in, making the moon look bigger than it really is. If you didn't know any better, you might think these people were part of some moon cult. Apparently, the moon gets so bright over the Mission Peak Regional Preserve that you don't even need a flashlight. There is, however, a strict 10 p.m. curfew. If you're not out of the park in time, you could be slapped with a $300 fine. But most people are willing to risk it for the gram. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, then be sure to click the link on screen now. With that,
That last one was a bit weird,
It
wasn't
was,
it?
it's very weird,
I don't,
wasn't
I
it?
don't understand that.
Is that real? Like it actually was that like looks that close?
Because of the effects of the
Effects,
camera and
yeah.
like where it is and stuff, but
Strange.
When we went to Santorini, we seen the sunset and we were on a boat and it was absolutely enormous.
was it?
Yeah. You just see it like going down slowly, but it's bright orange. It's amazing.
I'd love to go Santorini.
Yeah.
It just the whole thing just looks beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's stunning.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video as well. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button for us and turn the notifications on.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Hit that bell.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.